Olympics. Now, he's the man behind Carl Froch, the man who delivers the large doses of Tyson Fury, and during the last 10 years he's put on some great shows. He does it his way. Trust me, he does it his way. He fights for his fighters like no other promoter, to be honest with you. Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show, Mick Hennessy. How are you, Mick?
I'm good, Steve. How you doing?
Yeah, fantastic. Got plenty of emails and texts here coming in here. Wanting to know this, that and the other. But first of all, let me just get an update. I've got my ticket for Dubai for Carl Froch against Arthur Abraham. Just tell me what hotel I've got to stay in.
Don't book it just yet, Steve.
What's the latest, Mick?
The latest is that it looks like, you know, they're gonna renege on their verbal agreement to come to Nottingham, and obviously we're looking at neutral venues now.
Yeah.
And basically the ones we're looking at are in America and Canada at present.
Okay.
The date is looking very much like September 18th.
Fantastic.
But obviously that is pending on venue, securing a venue at the moment.
What about that time? Isn't the American time bad for their German TV stuff, Mick? I thought that was the big point. That he's a quotes unquote massive star after Abraham in Germany with all those Armenians in Berlin. He can do 20,000, does great business on TV. Wasn't that the whole point of them wanting to fight in Germany on their time zone?
Well, the fight is to be scheduled on European time.
Okay.
Anyway, in the UK as well as Germany. So we're looking at an afternoon show in North America at the moment to come back on our time zone.
And what stage are your negotiations with Calais and Wilfred? With the Sauerlands? How are we doing? Are you met with them? Is there a meeting planned next week, the week after? Where are we, Mick? Without prying too much, where are we?
Well, we've been talking non-stop.
I bet you have,
Steve. There's conference calls every day, you know, from both parties, us and the Sauerlands, and also Showtime. So, we need to nail down a neutral venue, and we need to do it fast, really. So, the main thing is that this fight happens. It's a sensational fight, and Carl Froch is happy where it takes place.
Yeah, and that is the main thing. As you say, you've got to make sure that he's happy, his head's right. Because I haven't seen the new episode of the 360, the Showtime
Fight Camp 360.
Yeah, which is fantastic. In fact, there's a lovely email here from Doug in Sligo saying he thinks it's brilliant, and the ones I've seen do. But I also read somewhere that in there, Carl admits that perhaps he took his eye off the prize a little bit with the last fight against Kessler. You know, his girlfriend's pregnant and he's in love. Any truth in that, Mick, or is it not as simple as that?
I mean, things like that have to play a factor in what's going on. He's it's the old thing about sort of becoming champ. Since he's become champ, he's a wanted man, everywhere, sort of like with sponsorship and promotional stuff and the public in general and the media. So one of the things that I think we're going to do this time, and Carl's going to look at, is going into a training camp away from all these distractions, because it is great and it is comfortable to stay at home, but normal life, we all know there's plenty of distractions, and the last time he just completely went away and stayed at training camp was in Ireland at Brayfield House for the Pascal fight.
Oh man, which of course was a brilliant performance.
Yeah, so I think Carl's looking to do that for this fight, definitely.
Yeah, well, and that's I think that's a good idea. So he'll be going to camp maybe September 18, looking at Canada, looking at USA. Just a couple of things. People are asking about Darren Barker. David Enfield's asking about Darren Barker, Leonard Dawes, Steve O'Meara. Just go through those three really quickly.
Yeah.
What's the latest?
Basically, Darren Barker. Obviously, there's a purse bid coming up with Matthew Macklin. I'm not sure how that's going to pan out. Darren's obviously that fight will be looked to take place in the new season, basically, and it's a fight that Darren Barker's always wanted, no question. So we'll see if that materialises. They pulled, Macklin pulled out for the British title and then vacated his European title. So maybe he's in since he vacated that European title, maybe he's in no man's land. That's why he's looking to come back,
He needs to get into real man's land, Matthew Macklin, because he can be in entertaining fights, but you can't live off forever. And just quickly, Dawes and O'Meara.
Yeah, Dawes is going to be fighting in July. He's going to be defending his British title. We're obviously looking at someone for him to defend against.
Yeah.
And as for Steve O'Meara, I'm not sure where he's at the moment. I'm due to speak to Tony Sims this week.
Work out what he's doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, now let me ask you this, okay? Now, I love you dearly, but why are you upsetting my little mate Frank Maloney again? What's he done to you? Okay, he's putting on Tyson Fury, and you're not showing up for his conferences. You're not helping him. What are you doing to him? We're all pals, all in this together. What are you doing to him?
You know that old saying, Steve, that it's better to sit in a corner and say nothing and look like an idiot rather than open your mouth and prove it? Well, that applies to the mental midget. Let me just put you straight on that.
God, okay.
His office, I mean, it must be the time of the month or something, because he's not communicating with his office. His office sent us an email saying they're holding a press conference, but he doesn't, it's up to him whether he wants to be there, basically.
Okay.
He doesn't necessarily have to be there.
Yeah, of course.
And so, it was going to affect his training the whole day, so we decided that he'd come to the press conference the week of the fight.
Of course.
We sent a polite email back saying thanks. As per your email, he's going to concentrate on his training.
Fight.
So, for him to come out with all this rubbish since is just beyond belief.
But Mick, listen, between the two of us, it's better that Tyson isn't there, because if he is there could be aggravation, and the last thing you need is proper aggravation. So him not being there and Maloney and Frank having a scream up's brilliant. I mean, it's a classic Maloney ploy.
Yeah, definitely. It is a classic ploy of his, promoting himself and not his fighters. Absolutely.
But let me just put my listeners at ease. No problem for Brentwood on whenever it is, June 25th. That's all. He's going to be there, Tyson, on the night.
Absolutely. Tyson's looking to set the record straight. There's a lot of nonsense being spoke about, and he's definitely looking to set the record straight.
Oh, listen, Mick, it's a pleasure. Look, one last thing, and you've got to keep this quick, because I've kept the Bodie man waiting for about 2 hours to talk about the amateur boxing. LP 1985. I don't know why these people can't just put their real names on websites. I know he's got a real name somewhere. He wants to know, Mick, just quickly, John Murray, Michael Katsidis, has there actually been any dialogue, or is it just something that's been popping up on internet forums?
No, there has, definitely. I know his manager quite well, Brendan Smith.
Yeah.
I've spoke to him. I've spoke about the fight, and I've basically I've spoke to the networks about the potential of that fight, and obviously Sky in the UK. So I'm waiting for some feedback there, basically, and that's a fight we'd love to make. It would certainly generate a massive gate. But it needs proper TV backing as well. Yeah,
okay.
So, but Steve, if I could just address one thing on the Maloney issue that you...
Oh my God, you're going on forever. Go on, carry on.
Since you mentioned
Don't lose your mind. Don't lose your mind.
No, don't worry. This tells you how off the rails he is. He said that Carl Froch has had no British terrestrial TV exposure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, can you believe that? I mean, Carl Froch has had he's probably had the second most amount of terrestrial TV exposure to Amir Khan, and he's had more terrestrial TV exposure than all of Maloney's fighters put together. Yeah. So work that one out. That tells you where he's at with stuff.
No, there's something about primetime. People just they don't even consider that like a channel for some reason, when it's a perfectly legitimate channel. Maybe needs to just do a little bit more work, spend a bit more money. But, I mean, when I did that fight last year for primetime, people just sort of talk about it like it didn't really happen. Well, it does exist, and who knows? Listen,
well, Carl Froch's last 5 fights, 4 of them have been on ITV1.
Exactly, yeah, and we've got that great figure for the, fight for the Frenchman, Pascal. Brilliant later night figure. And what would have happened if they'd have trailed that and plugged it? Listen, Mick, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Cheers, Steve.
You've come on my show. You've upset Frank Maloney. You're running roughshod over my schedules, but it's always a pleasure.
Well, why not? I was drifting into the background there, and he's come and he's made me rear my ugly head again,
Listen, I'll see you on the 25th.
Cheers, Steve.
Mick Hennessy, thanks very much indeed. So Carl Froch could be September could be in and around September the 18th in Canada, or in America, but it will be on European time zones. And as for Frank Maloney, he got a little bit of stick, but Frank's got thick skin. Tyson didn't show up, but we've got a bit of publicity about him not showing up. It stands at edge.